Many do not know him. He is more known in the Calabria region of Italy. Some associate him with the saint of good fortune and invoke him for help in financial situations. Today's curiosities are about Saint Cono. Here are 10 curiosities about him. 10. Saint Cono or Conon. Saint Cono, also known as Saint Conon, is a Christian saint whose life and virtue stood out in the 3rd century. Although not widely known worldwide, he is deeply venerated in certain specific regions, especially in Italy. Saint Cono is remembered for his exemplary life of holiness and dedication. His witness of faith and virtue is an example of how Christian life can be lived with generosity and commitment. Tradition tells that he lived a life of humility and charity, dedicating himself to helping those in need and promoting the spiritual and material well-being of others. The devotion to Saint Cono is particularly strong in the Calabria region in southern Italy. There, he is celebrated with festivities that include masses, processions, and other religious events. These celebrations reflect the importance of Saint Cono to the local communities, who see him as a powerful intercessor and a model of Christian virtue. Although he may not have the same global recognition as some other saints, Saint Cono's legacy continues to live on in the devotional practices and traditions of the regions that venerate him. He is an example of how holiness can manifest in various ways and how faith can create deep bonds in specific communities. If you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe so you don't miss any curiosities about the saints. 9. Local veneration. Devotion to Saint Cono is particularly significant in certain areas of Italy, especially in the Calabria region. Although not a widely known saint internationally, Saint Cono holds a special place in the hearts of the faithful in this region, where his life and virtues are celebrated with great enthusiasm and reverence. In Calabria, Saint Cono is venerated for his exemplary qualities of holiness and charity. Local communities keep the traditions associated with him alive through annual celebrations and festivities that attract many devotees. These celebrations usually include special masses, solemn processions, and community events that highlight the saint's importance in local religious life. The festival of Saint Cono is a moment of great expression of faith and devotion. During the celebration, the churches and sanctuaries dedicated to him are filled with the faithful who participate in the ceremonies and prayers in his honor. These events not only reaffirm the faith of the devotees but also strengthen the sense of community and religious identity among the participants. Besides the liturgical celebrations, devotion to Saint Cono is also manifested in popular practices and rituals that have been passed down from generation to generation. The faithful often turn to Saint Cono for intercession to obtain protection and blessings in their lives. Local traditions, such as performing rituals and offerings, are also an integral part of the devotion, reflecting the deep respect and faith that the region's inhabitants have for him. 8. Life of charity. Saint Cono is widely remembered and venerated for his deep dedication to charity and helping those in need. His life is an example of how true holiness is manifested through the practice of generosity and humility, characteristics often found in the lives of many saints. From a young age, Saint Cono showed an unwavering commitment to serving others. He dedicated his life to alleviating the suffering of the less fortunate, offering not only material assistance but also spiritual support. His generosity knew no bounds, and he was known for distributing what he had to those in need, always prioritizing the welfare of others over his own comfort. Saint Cono's life of charity is a reflection of the Christian teaching that love for one's neighbor is one of the fundamental pillars of faith. He followed the teachings of Jesus Christ, who emphasized the importance of helping the poor and marginalized. His constant practice of charity not only benefited those who received his help but also served as an inspiring model for others, demonstrating that true wealth lies in giving and serving others with a sincere heart. Saint Cono's humility was a notable characteristic of his life. He did not seek recognition or reward for his charitable deeds. Instead, he performed his good works with a spirit of selfless and loving service. This humility, combined with his generosity, made him stand out as a true example of holiness that continues to inspire and influence the faithful. His dedication to charity is also a testament to the positive impact that a life lived in service to others can have on a community. Through his actions, Saint Cono helped create an environment of solidarity and compassion. 7. Martyr. Saint Cono is remembered not only for his life of charity and devotion but also for possible accounts of martyrdom. The accounts of Saint Cono's martyrdom are not widely documented, which is common for many saints whose lives were recorded in oral traditions or local records rather than more widely recognized historical sources. However, some traditions and accounts suggest that he may have faced persecution and suffering for remaining steadfast in his Christian faith. The concept of martyrdom in Christianity is deeply significant. Martyrs are considered heroes of the faith who, by suffering and dying for their belief, demonstrate extraordinary devotion and courage. A martyr's life is seen as a powerful testimony to the strength of faith and commitment to Christian principles. If Saint Cono indeed suffered martyrdom, this adds a profound dimension to his holiness. In many Christian traditions, martyrdom is regarded as the highest degree of faithfulness, as the martyr chooses to face death rather than renounce their beliefs. For devotees, the possibility of Saint Cono being a martyr further reinforces his position as a supreme example of devotion and courage. While the exact details of Saint Cono's martyrdom may be scarce, his life and the traditions associated with him still reflect the importance of his figure in religious history. He is remembered with respect and veneration by those who believe in his testimony of faith, whether confirmed or simply part of the devotional legacy that endures through the centuries. 6. Prayer to Saint Cono. Saint Cono is widely invoked in prayers by the faithful seeking protection and intercession, especially in times of need and difficulty. The practice of praying to saints is a common tradition in the Christian faith, and Saint Cono, with his life of charity and virtue, is considered a powerful intercessor for those facing challenges. Devotees turn to Saint Cono with prayers that express trust and hope in his intercession before God. These prayers often ask for help in difficult situations, whether material, spiritual, or emotional. The belief is that by invoking Saint Cono, the faithful can obtain his divine help and find relief in their tribulations. A prayer to Saint Cono can be a way to connect with the saint and ask for his intercession to resolve specific problems or to receive guidance and strength in times of crisis. Prayers may include supplications for protection from danger, assistance in difficult financial situations, healing from illness, or even for peace and comfort in times of sorrow. Trust in Saint Cono's intercession is based on the belief that, due to his virtuous life and closeness to God, he can effectively intercede for the faithful. Devotees believe that their prayers are heard and that Saint Cono can bring their petitions to God, helping to obtain the desired graces. Moreover, praying to Saint Cono can be seen as a way to strengthen one's own faith and spiritual commitment. The prayers not only request the saint's help but also serve as an expression of devotion and trust in his ability to intercede with God. 5. Rituals and charms. Saint Cono, in his popular devotion, is associated with a variety of rituals and charms aimed at attracting luck and prosperity to the lives of the faithful. These practices are often carried out using symbolic elements such as candles and herbs, reflecting the belief in the power of these items to channel positive energies and blessings through the saint's intercession. One of the common rituals is the use of candles in prayer ceremonies. The candles are lit as a symbol of light and spiritual guidance. In particular, the yellow candle is often chosen in rituals related to Saint Cono, due to its association with prosperity and success. During the ritual, the faithful light the candle and place it alongside other symbolic elements, such as a container with bay leaves, while making their requests for luck and abundance. Bay leaves are another significant component in charms related to Saint Cono. In popular tradition, bay leaves are associated with victory and success. In a typical ritual, the leaves are placed in a glass container, which is then kept near the lit candle. The devotees visualize their intentions and say prayers to attract luck and prosperity, believing that the bay leaves and the light of the candle help manifest these intentions. Besides candles and bay leaves, other elements may be incorporated, depending on local tradition and personal preferences. Some people may use incense, holy water, or other herbs considered auspicious. Each element has a specific symbolism and is chosen to strengthen the purpose of the ritual. These rituals not only reflect the belief in Saint Cono's ability to intercede on behalf of the faithful but also serve as a practice of personal faith and intention. 4. Worship and relics. The worship of Saint Cono is enriched by the presence of relics that are carefully preserved in churches and sanctuaries dedicated to him. These relics, which may include parts of the saint's body or objects associated with his life, are considered deeply sacred by the devotees and play a central role in the veneration of Saint Cono. In the case of Saint Cono, the relics associated with him are treated with great respect and are the subject of many devotional practices. In sanctuaries and churches dedicated to Saint Cono, the relics are often displayed on altars or in prominent locations. The faithful visit these places to pray and seek the saint's intercession, believing that being close to these relics can bring blessings and divine favors. The veneration of relics may also include touching or kissing them, a gesture that expresses devotion and a spiritual connection to the saint. In addition to direct worship in churches, the relics of Saint Cono may also be used in beatification and canonization processes. They help establish the authenticity of the saint and his virtuous life. The presence of these relics at religious events and festivities related to Saint Cono is also a way to celebrate and reinforce the spiritual impact of his life and testimony. The preservation of relics involves meticulous care to ensure their integrity and safety. Often, they are stored in special reliquaries designed to protect and display them appropriately. These reliquaries are often decorated and adorned to reflect the importance of the relics and to create an atmosphere of reverence and worship. 3. Iconography. In the iconography of Saint Cono, the symbols used to represent him deeply reflect his virtues of humility and charity. In many depictions, he is shown with a cross, a symbol that not only represents the Christian faith but also the suffering and sacrifice associated with the life of a saint. The cross is an emblem that highlights Saint Cono's commitment to Christ's path and his willingness to face adversity in the name of faith. In addition to the cross, Saint Cono is often associated with objects symbolizing his dedication to charity and service to the poor. Items like bread, baskets of food, and clothing are common in his iconography, illustrating his generosity and continuous effort to help those in need. These objects emphasize his mission of assisting the less fortunate and underscore the importance of his life dedicated to the well-being of others. His representation usually includes simple and humble garments, reflecting his choice to live a life of modesty and detachment from material possessions. These simple garments symbolize the idea that true wealth lies not in material goods but in virtue and service to others. In some images, symbols of love, such as hearts, may also be included to highlight the deep compassion and generosity that marked his life. Additionally, Saint Cono may be depicted helping the needy or welcoming the poor and sick, illustrating the daily practice of charity and his commitment to alleviating the suffering of the less fortunate. These visual representations not only serve as a means of veneration but also as a powerful tool for reflecting on and being inspired by his virtues. 2. Legacy. The legacy of Saint Cono is deeply rooted in the oral tradition and devotional practices of the communities that venerate him. Although he may not be widely known outside these regions, Saint Cono's influence is significant for local devotees, where his stories and miracles are passed down from generation to generation through living traditions and religious practices. The narratives about Saint Cono, often enriched with miraculous elements and stories of his life of holiness, are primarily transmitted through oral tradition. These stories are shared in local communities, often during celebrations and festivals dedicated to the saint. They play a crucial role in maintaining his memory and ensuring the continuity of his devotion, helping to keep the spiritual connection with the saint alive. The communities that venerate Saint Cono frequently preserve and celebrate his legacy through local events and festivities. These events not only serve to honor the saint's memory but also to strengthen community cohesion and deepen the faith of participants. The celebration of his feast is an occasion to reaffirm devotion and renew the spiritual connection with Saint Cono. 1. Liturgical Day. The liturgical day in honor of Saint Cono is celebrated on June 3. This date is observed with great devotion in regions where his cult is strongest, especially in Italy. On this day, special masses, processions, and other religious celebrations are held in his memory. And we've reached the end of another story full of curiosities. Don't forget to leave in the comments which saint's curiosities you'd like to see here on the channel. See you in the next story.